Hey guys, today I would like to talk about facing our fears. Now, as I was saying, I would like to talk about facing our fears this time because when you're facing your fear, it can make you even stronger. When I was a little guy, back in the days when I was a little guy, I used to be afraid of everything. I was even afraid. I was even afraid of a little costume. Yeah, yeah, I used to be. And I used to be afraid of the dark too. And you know what? I used to be afraid of sleeping by myself too when I was a kid. I used to be scared of lots of things. I was afraid of what I imagined in the dark. Because sometimes fear comes from our mind. Like you didn't know it was like you didn't know that thing was just that, and you didn't know that that person was in the costume. And what I used to be afraid? I used to be afraid of the Chuck E. Cheese costume. I was even afraid of that Chuck E. Cheese robot. You see, I didn't know he was a robot. Yeah, I didn't know he was a robot. I was afraid of what I saw. I was afraid what I imagined at the restaurant. See, sometimes fear comes from our minds. And everybody some things, you know what I mean? 'Cause something everybody gets scared sometimes, but everybody gets scared sometimes, even Big D. But it doesn't mean that you're not brave. But the thing is, all you got to do is don't be afraid to be afraid. That's what I say. Don't be afraid to be afraid. Come on, who's in here? Hey, boy, isn't that right? Facing your fears, ain't that right, Chopper? Facing your fears can make you stronger, huh? Yeah, he nodded his head yes. So I think I better. So we might as well be. Ow, Chopper. Oh, when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of a dog. I was afraid of dogs. And I used to be afraid of a little toy dog. That was funny. But the thing is, I didn't know it was I didn't know it was just a toy. You see, I didn't know it was just a toy. I was afraid of what I imagined in my head. You see, I didn't know it was a toy. You see, I was afraid of what I imagined in my head. Sometimes fear comes from like I said, sometimes fear comes from our heads. And we all get afraid of some things. And Sonny, facing your fears can make you stronger. So, what were you guys afraid of when you were little? Oh, hey Purple. I was just telling about facing our fears. I used to be, when I was a kid, I used to be scared of lots of things. And I was even afraid to go to bed by myself. Yep. And you know what, Miss Purple? You know what, Mama? I used to be afraid of lots of things. I used to be afraid of a when I was going to my first visit to Chuck E. Cheese, I didn't know that excuse me, I didn't know Chuck E. Cheese was a costume. I was afraid what I imagined at the restaurant. You was afraid of dead people? Well, you see, I didn't know Chuck E. Cheese was a costume, and I didn't know he was a robot either. I was just scared of what I imagined over there. 'Cause, sometimes fear comes from our minds, and everybody is afraid of the first thing they saw. If you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's afraid of the first thing they saw when they first visit Chuck E. Cheese. And you know what? I didn't know that I didn't know I used to be afraid of a little toy dog. You see, I didn't know it was a dog. I didn't know that dog was a toy. I didn't know that dog was a toy. I was afraid of what I eat. Yeah, because when a little girl, when I was a little guy, it was a little show and tell we had, but I was scared of that little toy that can move. Yeah, I was scared of toys that move. Yeah, seriously, I was scared of toys that can move, especially animal toys. I was just used to things that stay still and not moving. But once I got used to it, once I got used to it, it took me a while to get used to those toys that can move. But after I got used to it, I feel all better. Cause you know something, facing your fears can make you stronger, right? Right, Mama? Yep, yep. Facing your fears can make you stronger. Yes, my youngest son was afraid of the mouse of Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, so was I. You see, I didn't know that Chuck E. Cheese was just a robot. You see, when me and my cousins went over there, we was I was scared of a robot. Yeah, for real. I was scared. I was afraid of a robot. You see, I didn't know Chucky was a robot. I mean, that's right. I was scared of a costume and the Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't know that shit. I didn't know Chucky was real. I didn't know Chucky isn't real. I was just scared of what I imagined. I was just scared of what I imagined over there when I go there. Things come out of sometimes things come from our heads. Well, sometimes fear comes from our heads. But if we didn't fight that fear, because you know something, if we didn't confront our fears, we still be afraid of something. Yes, I was afraid of your fears can make you strong. But actually, actually, Purple Paisley, facing your fears can make you stronger. Like we shall, these days. But the thing is, I was still And you know something? I still have snake phobia. But when there's a snake in my yard, I wanted mom get mom and dad to do it, but I didn't have any choice. So I grabbed the shovel and tried to kill it myself. And I was like, oh, I feel better that I confront my fears of a snake. So I killed. So me and Fate we try to kill it. I was like, we did it. We kicked the we kicked the snake's butt. Hold on a minute. Yes, if the door. Yeah, that's right, Purple. Yes. I don't think I ever heard. Look, all I hear is facing your fears can make you stronger. I don't hear. I don't never hear of fears can make you stronger. I don't think I ever heard of that. I don't think I ever heard of that, Purple. I don't think there's ever such thing as fears can make you stronger. Now, spit it out. Spit it out. Oh, hi, Cece. Thank you for being here. You see, I was talking to Miss Purple Paisley, like, sometimes we had to face our fears. Because, if we don't face our fears, we still be afraid. That means they could hunt us down. understand like a lion and a tiger. Now, as I was saying, Shishi, what what things were you scared when you was little? Hmm. Let me see. What else I used to be afraid of? You see, oh yeah, I was even afraid of picking up my own dog. Yeah, I was even afraid to pick up my own dog. No, my own dog. Well, my own dog, my own dog. Those days before I had Chopper, I had a little Pomeranian named Bandit. He was a good pet, but I was scared to pick him up by arm. I was scared to pick him up by arm. Until then, mom told me to, mom showed me how to hold a dog, and I was feeling happy. I was not scared of dogs holding a dog. Like I am when holding a cat. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I was even scared to ride a. Like once upon a time, I couldn't ride a bike. I couldn't make the wheels go round. But till then, I keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And guess what? I'm getting better, a lot better at riding a bike. Because hey, if I didn't know how to ride a bike, how if I didn't ride a bike in an early age, how would I know when I'm ready to go for like a little bike race? People, I bet you people would be laughing at me. I would be like, look at this. They were like, look at this. A grown man don't know how to ride a bike. This is hilarious. Mom and dad didn't want that to happen to me. I think so too, Purple. But the thing is, guys, I'm not gonna be going live very long. I just want to jump in right quick. I want to talk about something. Oh, hey, Chris. So, Chris, tell me, what are some things that you were afraid? Because I already told some people what I was afraid. I was afraid of a toy dog, a Chuck E. Cheese custom and robot, and I was afraid of toys that move. Those were some, those were some funny times I had when I was little. weren't they? Ah, yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I forgot. You know, when I was a little guy, I was even afraid of a flu shot. I was even afraid of a flu shot. Because with flu shots, I didn't know it was just I didn't know it was just a tiny little pinch. I was afraid of what a doctor was gonna do to me. And yes, I was scared of having my and you know something else? I was scared to have my first surgery on my back. Yes, I was scared to have my first surgery on my back, you know. Yeah, my scoliosis. A scoliosis is where your spine starts to curve. I was scared of for surgery, but I didn't know they could. I was scared for surgery. I thought they was gonna slice my butt. And the thing is, when they put me to sleep, when they put me to sleep, I was when I woke up starting to feeling the pain. And when I got out of the hospital bed, I felt taller. And I could remember how to walk. And you know something else? I couldn't remember how to walk. Yeah, I couldn't remember how to walk, and I was afraid. And I was afraid that I would never walk again. Do you remember we had scoliosis? So do you remember we had scoliosis? I think ultimately, yeah, yeah, I had to wear these rods and I had to wear these rods and screws on my back for life. Do you remember back in the days when you like to play piggyback with somebody, but then you remember that you can never play piggyback again? Yeah, don't you remember those days like when you remember that you can play piggyback on your back before surgery, and then after surgery, and you'll never play piggyback again? Oh, and let me tell you this, guys. I was a I was one of the skinny kids, and when I was in school, I was one of the skinny bones. You have scoliosis. That's scoliosis, not scoliosis. Yes, I had scoliosis. Yes, scoliosis, not scroliosis. I don't think I ever heard of scroll. It's a scoliosis, Chopper. Yes, they had to put me to sleep. It was like it was like it was like 2 years in October in 2011. It was 2011 when I had my back surgery. It was like 2011 when I had my back surgery. When they put me in it was like that. It was like that in October during the fair weekends. I I couldn't ride anything except for the parade for one last time before surgery because I had to go to the hospital. I couldn't eat anything after 12. So then I woke up. When I woke up that morning, I was feeling very, very hungry. All right, I'm back, and I'm sorry about that. I had back surgery as well. I had the I have osteoporosis of a spine. Hmm. I don't think I ever heard of that. What's that? What is what's that? Miss Purple. What's that? I have no idea, Purple. But let's just say I'm happy that we're back. Oh, I never thought of I didn't know I never thought of that. And I didn't know about that either. Man, we learn something new every day. It's like I said, you're never too old to learn, you know. But Miss Purple, Mama, Miss Purple Mama, I say today is a brand new day. A beautiful brand new day. You know, I had a little dream last night. I dreamed that I saw a huge rainbow, and I tried to vlog it. Yep, it's a beautiful brand new day, isn't it? But today, after this live stream, Chopper and I we're going to the park and I'm gonna let him play for a bit. Great. Oh, and Pewdie's coming along too. Hold on one second. Yes, I be seeing the rainbow. I see the rainbow all the time. No, there's nothing more beautiful than a creation of the rainbow. You see, the rainbow is one of God's beautiful creation. He tells us it's a promise. He tells us that he will stop making it rain. It's the promise that he won't make everything flooded. A rainbow tells that's God's promise. Ain't that right, Miss Purple Mama? I remember my first time seeing a rainbow. It was beautiful. And Robert, don't even try. Sometimes she always rub his fur on the furniture. But anyway, but anyway, I like seeing rainbows. A skunk water bathed in tech. How you doing? How you doing? So tell me one thing. Were you afraid of something when you was little? Ah, yes. Those are some cuddle takes. Oh, shoot, those are some cuddle takes. Weren't they? Oh, you and Trevor are going to the park. Oh yeah, we're going to the park and we're gonna play for a little while. Oh, and Purdy's coming along too because you know she loves to hang out with her pal Chopper. Oh, and also I was afraid to get on the. And and you know, I used to love. I used to go on a horse too. My first time on a horse, it was a. I was not afraid to go on a horse. I was afraid of going to ride a horse by myself. I was afraid to ride a horse by myself. By myself. That's why I was. That was I was afraid of. Riding a horse by myself. I was afraid I might fall off that horse. Like horses like this. You remember the show of Mr. Ed, huh? Like, hello, I'm Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed, the talking horse. It was like, he was like saying, hello, I'm Mr. Ed. Oh, a horse is a horse, of course, of course. And you ever talk to a horse, of course? Something like that. Miss Purple, have you ever used to watch Mr. Ed? Mr. Ed, the talking horse? Like the horse. Yeah, Mr. Ed, the horse that can only talk to his owner, not to others, but to but to the owner. Horses. I love Mr. Ed, my three sons. Yeah, like hello, hello, I'm Mr. Ed. Like he said at the like he said at the beginning of the show. Yeah, that's what Mr. Ed said at the beginning of the show. That was funny. I mean, too. Dude, you gotta love that horse that can talk. He's funny too. Well, of course I like Mr. Ed. And you know something? I bet, yeah, Miss Purple Pace, I bet you're wondering. I bet you're wondering. What, I bet you're thinking of, wait a minute, I know what you're thinking. Dude, what you know about Mr. Ed? You're too young to know about old shows. Well, you're never too young to watch some old school TV shows. You know what I mean? Like a Punky Brewster for a change. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave this running for a few minutes, and then after when the hour came, I'm gonna go turn it off. But you're welcome. You can still watch though.